episode of Sanjay Art and Life. My name is Adewale Boke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. Happy New Year to everybody, man. It's been an amazing, tremendous year already. 2025 was quite the astonishing achievement, but 2026 is going to be a build-up on what was achieved in 2025. So I'm thankful and grateful for everybody who's going to join me tonight. Thanks for growing the channel. Thank you for being part of the channel. 1,380 subscribers is a lot of subscribers. But first and foremost, man, I want to wish everybody an amazing, prosperous year. Believe in yourself, execute your dreams, and everything you're trying to master is come into reality. You know what? Let me fix the banner behind me. This looks a hot mess. There we go. Much better. All right, there we go. There we have it. I think we got something straight up now. I was trying to fix it, y'all. Trying to fix it. So yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, man. Like I was saying, man, thank everybody for being part of the channel. Thank you for growing the channel. Thanks to you all. Quite the achievement has been achieved, man. And I can think of no other way than to start the year than to start off and focus on Karjakz Assassins Training Day. The comic book is it's a comic book, but it's also more than a comic book, because this very comic book is going to lead to an animation which I'm working on, the animation series. So it's a part of today I'm going to break down how I created the comic book, why I created the comic book, the Karjakz versus Assassins themselves, the heroes versus the villains, the comic book itself, talk about it a little bit. Then, of course, get your mind right, being healthy. I think that's something I always focus on every episode, every podcast, and I'm going to continue to do that. I love the fact that I have the courage to do such things, so I'm going to keep on doing it. So, y'all, thank all of y'all for being part of this amazing stream tonight. Like I said, again, I want to thank everybody for growing the channel. The goal this year is to try to get to 2,000 plus subscribers by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? But maybe one of these videos is gonna go viral that I keep putting up on my channel. So, you know, if it does, it's game over. You know what I'm saying? If it does, it's game over. When it does, it's game over. So that's where we're at, man. So y'all, I want to thank everybody, man. So before we get into this amazing podcast, this podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion accessories from the motherland. Homeland Fashions is owned and operated by Tracy Agboke, an amazing designer. She's working on the website. She will be bringing it forth very soon, and I plan on having her on the show this year, actually. I've been talking about it, but now I finally made a date to it. So I'm gonna, once I get in touch with her, I'm gonna let her know, hey, what date would you like to go and do this, so we can get this thing going. So Homeland Fashions, if you're into African fashion accessories, trust me, HomelandFashionsShop.com is gonna be where it's gonna be at for you. Trust me, all kinds of stuff. Close with women, close with men, close with kids, family, and all that kind of stuff. So HomelandFashionsShop.com, y'all. HomelandFashionsShop.com. And this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to physicians and everything in between, search Tigler. Don't wait, that's Tigler.com. Tigler is owned and operated by Adetaya Buki. I've had him on the podcast before. I think it was episode number 170. An amazing, the best CEO out there in the galaxy right now. He's going to be on the show again, so he can tell us how far Tigler has gone, what they're doing currently. And for me, I really lately have really wanted to align myself with individuals that are morally right, run a good company, and are not fiscally screwing people over. That is really important to me. So I'm not interested in big sponsors, because most of these big sponsors want to just own you and take away your vision. I'm not working with sponsors to take away my vision. I'm going to say what I want to say, how I want to say it. My show is both artistic and political. So as you can see, variously I've been switching back and forth. Hey, hi everybody. Welcome to the chat. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm just introducing these sponsors right quick, and we'll get to this amazing episode, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that, everybody. Thanks for the first like of the year. That's awesome. So, hey, lucky you. First like of the year. Happy New Year to you as well, man. Blessings upon blessings for everybody this part of the chat tonight. You know, be sure to like, subscribe, and definitely hit that notification button. You know, the more likes y'all hit, the bigger the channel grows. Like I told y'all, my goal is, first goal right now is first of the year is to get to 1,400, then 1,500. And the ultimate goal by the end of the year is to get to 2,000 plus subscribers. I know it's doable. 100 subscribers, just incrementally moving up. You know what I mean? So now let's continue with these sponsors, man. So Tigler, owned and operated by Adetaya Agboke. He's located in 2 locations: East Coast, Virginia, New York area; West Coast, Long Beach, Los Angeles area. If you need executive plumb services, whether that's carpenters, painters, plumbers, landscapers, contractors, anybody that's professional, You want to go through Tigler so they can figure out who's who and who's full of hot air and who's not full of hot air. That's really important. You know what I mean? So Tigler.com, that's Tigler.com. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel for the Knuckle. Don't live with foot pain like Anadel for the Knuckle. Make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And look, this is the AnadelCenter.com logo. They're actually located in the Frisco, Texas area and also in the Dallas, Texas area. And it's owned and operated by the greatest foot specialist out there in the galaxy, Dr. Nero Nusode. Trust me, if your feet hurt like hell, you need to go see Dr. Nusode. Oh, that's right. My feet used to hurt like hell. They don't hurt no more. This is what happens when you go meet the best of the best. They give you solutions that don't always incorporate using surgery. Because too many of these doctors out here are always quick to run to their surgery because they run to surgery so they can make money. Well, Dr. Nosode don't play that. He's going to find everything he can to figure out how you can go about it without doing surgery. Because strengthening your feet, muscles, and all that kind of stuff really makes a difference. So, y'all, AnadelCenter.com with details. And while I'm at it, let me grab a little something. Give me a second, y'all. And yeah, for all you wondering, this is the AnadelCenter.com Anadel Center custom orthotics that he made for me. Strictly designed for my feet. Literally, he had a machine that scanned my feet like that. Next thing you know, these came out. And I don't go without wearing these, man. I just don't. It's a bad idea. This thing is such great for my feet. It's made a difference. No more foot pain. So, yo, AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. So, y'all, thank y'all for joining me tonight. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Not Life. Today's podcast episode is about the Karjakz Assassins Training Day universe, the comic book, I guess, which is the major part of the universe right now. The comic book is out now. It's been out since last year, August 27, 2025. I was hesitant to put it out because I was worried about the recession, but after a while I didn't care because it turned out that the recession didn't stop its success. The comic book was of great success. First I had this version, then I had this version. But the things that I'm going to focus on today, like I was telling y'all, man, when you create a dream, you got to create it for the reason that you want to create it for. And the animation is the reason why I created the comic book, but also too, just the mere fact that I have something of my own that I can call my own that isn't owned by a company, Netflix, Hulu, whatever you want to call it. Ain't none of them owning my stuff, man. This is strictly for me and me only. You know what I mean? So the things that I want to focus on is how I created Karjakz Assassins Training Day, why I created Karjakz Assassins Training Day, Karjakz Assassins itself, the characters, heroes versus villains. Yeah, thank you. I think you're talking about the comic book. Hopefully that's what you're talking about. So, for all of y'all who are just joining the chat, please be sure to share, like, subscribe, and definitely hit the notification button. And then, of course, I'm talking about the comic book itself. Then, of course, being mentally healthy. That's always important to me. Every episode of my podcast, it's not a shock to anybody. I always talk about mental health. You know why? Because I've been in therapy. Trust me, it makes a difference in your life. It really does. And then, of course, final thoughts and everything. So, yep. So let's get to it, man. So for me, first and foremost, Karjakz Assassins Training Day, the comic book, why I created it. I mean, the real reason was I want to create a comic book that resonated with me. I am of Nigerian descent. I was born here, but I make sure that I relate to where I'm from. And I wanted a comic book that actually showcased my culture in a very liberated, sovereign, intellectual, beautiful, aesthetic brilliance. Because too often I see a lot of these TV shows that it's like they kind of box you in on one thing. They just want to limit you to one thing. Hey, everybody fall in and watch Blade. Everybody fall in and watch Black Panther. It's like you keep feeding us. We get self-fed one thing, right? I was like, you know what? How about I just create a whole team of heroes and villains, and then I don't have to be self-fed one thing. Look at this. So if you see on my hoodie right here, this is a classic of all my characters right here. And look, at the top, you see this right here where I'm pointing at? That's Rasputin at the top. That's Glocks. That's Shepard. That's Cajun right there. And then that's Sincere right there. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry, I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit more. You got Revo up here. Excursion. Snipes. Kanji. Sun Tzu. And look, if I take my character down some more, you see the t-shirt? The hoodie, I'm literally showing y'all the hoodie. You see that? Artillery, the Coyotes, Yukon. And then, of course, you got Diesel. You got that's Escalade right there. That's Sphinx right there. That's Escalade right there. You see what I'm saying? For me, like when you create an idea, man, you don't let nobody talk you out of it because Most people, man, I went through a thing where, yes sir, all I do is originality. I'm kind of in all honesty with y'all, I'm kind of done with fan art. Coming up on my next first art show of the year is going to be WonderCon 2026 at the Anaheim Convention Center. I'm not really pushing fan art like that no more, man. Like, I don't have time for drawing Marvel stuff and DC stuff. If it ain't my characters, I honestly don't give a damn about it. Let me be frank about it. You know what I mean? Me creating my comic book was like really liberating. For the longest, I grew up as a kid, I was reading everything from X-Men to whatever you can think of. I was reading it all. But the one thing I never got from it was like satisfaction. Nothing in there was looking anything like me. And then whenever they did throw something that looked like me, it was like really coon style bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I think Black Panther is cool, but I like Blade more than I like Black Panther. And what they're trying to do with Black Panther is force feed Afrocentrism, and I mean Africa, down my throat. I'm Nigerian. You ain't gonna tell me shit. You ain't gonna tell me shit about Africa. Like, keep it to your damn self. Marvel's not about to tell me what Africa is gonna look like. I don't give a damn what Marvel thinks. You know what I'm saying? And even when they do a movie, they have to, one way or another, denigrate Africa in one way or another. I mean, the only reason why they couldn't treat Black Panther like a stereotype superhero is because he was a king. And I'm not giving Stan Lee any props for creating an African king. The idea of Black Panther came from the Black Panthers, the movement, the Afrocentric, the Black Panther unit who fought against the government. You know what I'm saying? So, I really wanted something that really resonated with me and looked to play a part and make me be something that I would want to be. You know what I mean? So, like, how I created it was like that was the real reason. I think I just said the why to y'all. Now I'm going to talk about the how, because I did it in reverse. I meant to tell you about the how versus the why, but I literally just told you the why. Yeah, man. I mean, I think and these are questions I'm answering today because this is the first podcast of the year. And I just want to, for me, I want to be able to talk about my characters in a way where people understand why I created it. You know what I'm saying? And I think the how is going to be next, what I'll talk about next. And it makes a lot of sense. It's funny, the universe works how it wants to work. I was talking about how, and then I ended up talking about why. So the why is, I think now that I did it, the why is really important, because that's always the question why people ask you, why did you create the characters? Of course, it's based on myself, my two brothers and my sister, you know what I'm saying? My best friend, my big brother, and then my dream girl. What would I want these individuals to look like? Without this one right here, y'all see this cover right here? This is a bio book that I sell on my website. Without this bio book right here, you see the version of the characters? I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't have the hoodie I'm wearing. I wouldn't have the beanie I'm wearing. The t-shirt that I'm wearing. Karjakz Assassin's Training Day t-shirt. Y'all see it? I wouldn't have any of this stuff. And one of the reasons that's the reason why creating your own universe, most companies don't allow people to have the freedom that I have right now. Yes, I'm the artist. That's what makes me unique. I'm an artist who happens to be a businessman. So you ain't gonna come at me with bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I understand the business of art. I understand royalties. I understand copyright. I understand trademark. I understand all that stuff. Like, I'm not the guy you're gonna be screwing over. That's why I don't really care much for these big companies, man. There's nothing they can do for me that I know how to do myself. I'm not afraid to. Yep, that's for sure. I'm a bad mofo. That's one thing for sure. I will not. I don't even need nobody to tell me I'm a bad mofo. I know I'm a bad mofo. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, I'm top dog. I don't really care what. I'm not impressed by individuals that work for Marvel or DC. They bore me. I meet them all the time at Comic Expo. They're like, I work for Marvel and DC, and I'm thinking in my head like, I don't care. Why are you telling me this? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always about like being independent and creating. And so the whole purpose of creating these characters, this universe, is to have independence and sovereignty over my own art, my own universe. Like yesterday, we were going into the new year, y'all, and I spent most of the night creating my animation, which won't be getting shown soon. Don't worry, the near future is definitely coming up, but not anytime soon. I still got a little bit of more work to do it, and once the animation is done, oh damn, y'all gonna be tripping out. And the animation I'm creating is to commemorate this comic book. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Check out the website. I got all kinds of cool stuff on there. So, that's why I created Karjakz Assassin's Training Day comic book. It needed to be created. It was necessary. As a good friend of mine said this morning on our podcast, Cultural Capitalist Podcast, what you've created is necessary, man. Ain't nobody else doing what you're doing. And if they are doing it, they're not doing it this way because they're doing it, but they're not really independent. I think the greatest gift that I was given is that I gave myself independence. So I didn't have to take any crap from these companies. I don't have to take any orders. I don't have to do any of that. I just wake up and I just go. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I created Karjakz Assassins Training Day. Now, how did I create a Karjakz Assassins Training? And look, for all of y'all who are wondering, yes, they do. They consume animation. But I do love my comic books, so I'm not going to give that up either. I'm a one-man gambit. I can do everything. That's what's great about me, is that I'm a Swiss Army knife. I'm a great animator. I'm a great comic artist. I'm a great artist, period. I'm creative. You know what I'm saying? I can write my own scripts. I don't really need nobody for nothing. Anybody I bring around my team is just so I can, you have a certain assignment I gave you, and you're going to do it. If you don't do it the way I want you to do it, I'm going to kick you up and get you up out the paint. One thing I don't have time for is bullshitting artists. And there are a lot of bullshitting artists out there. A lot of them. They always got excuses for everything. They're always looking for somebody to babysit their ass. I don't need no babysitter. I'm my own dude. I'm him. You feel me? So, yeah, I mean, look, I tell people all the time, there is no negotiation on my prices. I make it real simple. The small one's $100. The big one's $200. I'm gonna say it again. The small one's $100. The big one's $200. If you're a collector, these are the comics for you. If you're one of those penny pinchers and think that somebody owe you something, find somewhere else to be. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? But that's Karjakz Assassins. Now look, that's the front side. That's the back side. You see what I'm saying? Right? And this is the inside. You can see why it looks very unique. You know what I'm saying? You can see why it's very unique. So thank everybody for joining me tonight. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Not Life. You know what I'm saying? Look, now I figured out my question of the day. That's nice. So let me give you some advice. Don't tell anybody about your financials. So now look, let's get this straight. You excited to see in the Karjakz verse Assassins universe? I'm making up a question of the day, right? So either you got animation series. Oh man, I'm over here spelling all kinds of crazy. Comic series. And then the last one, right? That could be a cool one. I definitely know people would love that. So, hey, I put in a poll question in there. You know I always got a poll question. Come on now. I love it. I love doing the poll questions. So, you know, let's get to it. What are y'all excited to see in the Karjakz Assassin universe? So, for me, the how I created the comic book, I mean, it was simple. Like, I referenced a lot of old comics, like X-Men comics, my Captain America comics, my Batman comics, my Age of Apocalypse comics. I had one Superman comic, but mostly X-Men. X-Men really helped me a lot because X-Men was the one cartoon, one comic book that it incorporated a lot of characters, and I think that's what made me really find success with my comic book. I referenced a lot of the comic books. I really wanted I wanted to be able to give light to every single character in the whole universe. It's not easy putting together like 15 characters. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like 15 characters is a lot of people. You know, it's a lot of people. And when you put a lot of people in one box, it's a lot to have to focus on each character. So like me creating the comic book was one page at a time. First, I figured out I need to put up the Karjakz. Then I figured out I need to talk about the Assassins. Then I figured out how to talk about all of them, all joined together. The comic book, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but you can visit the website, buy you a copy, and you can read about it. That's how you're going to do it. I'm not giving you no shortcuts the way you're getting a free look at the pages. It ain't happening. I'll show you the pages I'm going to show you, and I'm just keep showing you the cover. For those who have bought, they've told me it's worth every penny. And those who have usually bought are collectors. So I don't really waste my time with people that are just trying to find a free comic book. I ain't got that for you. That ain't gonna happen. Hell no. I didn't spend 9 years of my time I didn't spend 9 years of my time so I can give it to you for free. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So people, I don't, whether people complain about having money or not having money, all that don't concern me at all. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing is not free. So the Karjakz Assassins comic book, I knew it was going to take me 9 years. How was a big, so how I created it was more like I just took a journey of I just took a journey of this is gonna take a while because I started in 2016 and I didn't finish till this year. Even in this year, I was still making corrections. You know, once you finish, then I had to send the paperwork to copyright, trademark, all that kind of nonsense like that. But I spent the better part of from 2016 through 2021 literally creating the comic book. I didn't really finish creating it till 2021. Then I went through a correction phase from 2021 till 2025 last year, up until April 2025 last year. I literally was correcting the comic book. Every week, I would cycle through the comic book from the beginning to the end of the comic book. Corrections, art, all that stuff, diction. It was work, man. And I'm only realizing how much work I did now that I'm actually looking at the comic book like, man, that's a lot of work. I mean, the whole Karjakz Assassins training day thing is about a whole universe. And this universe training day is only the beginning of this series of comics and animation to come. There's a lot of stuff in this universe, man. I got a lot of books to come. I got a lot of animation to come. I don't really have to wait on nobody to do what I'm gonna do. Like right now, the one that's taking the longest is because I'm creating an animation intro that consequently has to do with this comic book right here. And it's pretty sick. I mean, I was just watching it yesterday, my own animation intro. I was blown away by what I was watching. I was like, this is heat right here. This is the stuff you put on. This is the kind of stuff that goes viral. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with people, man. When you're doing something, sometimes you got to do it alone so people don't slow you down. That's kind of what I did. I didn't let nobody slow me down. I'm not interested in you slowing me down. It's just like now. Like, I don't expect everybody to be part of my chat when I'm doing these streams. Some people are flakes. All they want to do is see what they came to see. Whatever they thought that was, that's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So, Karjakz Assassins Training Day. So, I don't seek nobody's validation. I don't care what anybody thinks. Your opinion doesn't matter a damn to me. You know what I mean? So that's how I created the comic book. I knew it was gonna take time. I was gonna draw it myself. I just mainly referenced the idea that I came up with. Like I had this booklet idea that I had. No, you cannot tell me. You can keep it to yourself. I'm good. So let me see if I can find this booklet. I think I still have this booklet. Yes, I do. So there was a thing I used to reference. You see this right here? This is what I used to reference create my comic book. So I wrote this script out, right? And the script was kind of crazy because I knew the script was gonna help me. The script was gonna help me construct the whole book. So remember, I'm starting from scratch. Nothing on the canvas, nothing on anything. It's just I'm drawing from scratch. Everything is from scratch. Every page is from scratch. Like I'm literally writing out the script. Like, let me see if I can get it out. Like I literally wrote out a script for each page. It was insane. And I would write down scripts and be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do here, this is what I'm gonna do here, yada 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 yada. It was, I gotta tell you, man, it was quite liberating. Let me see. So like, for example, page 1 and 2, you know, I decided I was gonna create a room situation, what the characters were gonna do. Page 3 and 4, this is what they're gonna do, page 5 and 6, so on and so forth. So the script really, man, this script is in here. And what you're seeing in my hand is the actual prototype comic book. Is the actual prototype comic book. The prototype book is in here. It's in this thing right here. I'm looking at the pages right now. This is what helped me to create it. Without this right here, there would be no comic book. This book you're seeing right here, what's in here, this wouldn't exist without this right here. This was the prototype. And then this was the final finished product. Whenever you're doing something, do your best not to let people add their 2 cents. People have this disease, especially in America. Like, hey, let me add something to what you're doing. No. How about you shut the fuck up? How about that? Nobody give a damn what you think. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with my vision and we ain't got no problem. Like my uncle says, the minute you start building yourself up, now everybody's got an idea. Where was your damn idea when I was building my shit from scratch? Like one of my good friend Juan always says, thank me later. I don't need you to thank me. I'll thank my damn self. You know what I mean? So part of growing as a person is not allowing people to tell you how to feel. Don't care how they feel. Don't let them think they're gonna tell you what to do. I do not care. I was generally like, people that are gonna ride with you, gonna ride with you. You don't get to add your 2 cents to what I'm doing and think I need to care what you think. You're not supporting me. You ain't got no money to support me, and then you've got the nerve to be talking about I got ideas, what can make your stuff better. I don't need your damn opinion. Keep it to your damn self. You know what I'm saying? It's growth, man. So that's how I created the whole Karjakz Assassin universe. It took me 10 years to do it. I knew it was gonna take me time. When you create something like this, you're referencing a lot of the past. This is the current result. This is the past right here. Don't ever, whatever ideas you have, execute them yourself and don't let nobody tell you how to go about executing it. Because in all honesty, they ain't really trying to see you successful. They just want to feel like they had an opinion of what you're saying. And then they want to say you ain't got a mind of your own. No, I got a mind of my own, which is why I'm not listening to the crap that you're telling me. So yeah, that's how I created Karjakz Assassin Universe Training Day. Then there's Karjakz Assassins Universe, the heroes versus the villains. That whole conflict right there. And everybody has known, from jump, I always had 7 hero characters and 7 villain characters, right? So each character, look, let me break them down one at a time. I guess the best way to go about showing them to you, why not? Let's just show you from version 1 of the book, the Bible book. See this Bible book I'm showing y'all? These are the heroes right here. You got Cajun, you got Escalade, you got Diesel, you got Shepherd, you got Rasputin, you got Glock, you got Sincere. Then you've got Sphinx at the bottom, right? So these are the heroes. And this is the version 1 of it. Now let me show you the villains, because I'm going to show you the version 5. So then you got Revo, Kanji, Artillery, the Coyotes, Seth, Yukon, Sanusi, Snipes, Excursion. You see what I'm saying? But then, once I got to this version, version 5, I kind of knew it was showtime. And you know, well, before I show you version 5, this is, you don't, I think you have to understand the buildup of your characters. And that's where it gets right there. You got Sincere, you got Rasputin, you got Shepherd, you got Diesel, you got Sphinx, you got Escalade, you got Glocks, right? Then you flip it to the other way. Let me see. You got Kanji, you got Revo, you got Artillery, you got the Coyotes, you got Seth, you got Yukon, you got Excursion, Snipes, and Sanusi in the middle. Now keep in mind, this is like another version. Now this is the version that led to the comic book. Once I got to here, I kind of knew it was game over. It was at this junction I realized my talent had actually gotten to a peak where, okay, it was showtime. I could actually do an animation series. I was ready to do a comic series. I didn't figure out how to do it. So I decided I was going to create a comic book. So in 2016, I began my mission. 10/16/2016, I began my mission. I think, yeah, that was the date. Yeah, that was the date I decided to create my characters. Yeah, let me look on this date. Yep, 10/6/2016. 10/6/2016 is when I started this journey of creating this comic book. Training Day is like that comic book that comes to life, but it's also going to be an animation thing, which I'm going to talk about later on, down the pipe, down the episodes. And you don't get this far by accident. You kind of have a buildup of what you're doing. That's why I always tell people all the time, when you come to my platform, you're going to get a story. I'm going to tell you how I do what I do. And the thing is, I'm not really doing fan art no more. So I'm like, not going to be talking about, I'm talking about original concepts. I don't beg nobody to be a fan. Either you want to follow my channel or you don't want to follow my channel. You know what I'm saying? I always say, man, I'm not trying, if you're trying to please everybody, you're not pleasing nobody. So be you and then make everybody else have to come to you. Make sense? Be you and then make everybody else have to come to you. I can't tell my people I know in the industry. I'm talking about that work at the companies that y'all love. Marvel, DC, that are broke jokes. They make Marvel and DC all this money and they're driving broke down Honda Civics. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. It's just a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's a straight up joke. So this is more heroes. This is what led to the Karjakz Assassin Training Day comic book. You got Cajun, you got Escalade, you got Rasputin, you got Glocks, you got you got Sphinx, you got Diesel, you got Shepherd, and you got Sincere. So these are the heroes. Then you got the villains right here. The assassins. You got Yukon, Kanji, Artillery, the Coyotes, Seth, Sanusi, Snipes, Revo, Excursion. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a build up, y'all. And when I got to this book, I realized it was time for me to create what ultimately became this right here. So the heroes, each character, right? And look, let me use this one because this is better. Each character from the Karjakz. So you got Cajun, you know what I'm saying? These are all the heroes right now I'm mentioning, right? These are all the characters in the Karjakz Assassin universe, which led to the book. So I can't show you the book, but I can show you the previous books that I have. Actually, speaking of books, I take that back. I don't have to use the book. I can use this right here. So you see, look, these are the characters, right? Each individual one, let me break them down to you. So these are the heroes of the Karjakz. This is what they look like now, right? This is Cajun and Sphinx. You can see that. And remember I told you from jump, the characters are based on myself, my two brothers, and my sister. And thank all of y'all for joining me. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Life, episode number 237. Wow. Episode number 237. That's a lot of episodes, man. It shows the consistency and the belief in myself that I have to keep on going and going and going. I just want to create good quality content. I could care less views and who's showing up. Where you show up, thanks. If you don't, I ain't losing no sleep. You know what I'm saying? So you got Cajun, you got Sphinx, you got Escalade, you got Sincere. Now keep in mind, I already told y'all, all these characters are based on myself, my two brothers, and my sister. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely creating original stuff. I'm not interested in like concepts that are already out there. You got Glocks, you got Rasputin. Oh, I'm forgetting. I'm almost forgetting. Escalade, Sincere. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back down to it. Glocks, Rasputin. You know what I'm saying? Diesel, Shepherd. You know, and what's crazy is like each character, like let me break down each person, just a quick breakdown. This character is based on me. You see what I'm saying? The tiger is based on if I had a dog, a husky specifically. Escalade is based on my sister. Sincere is based on my dream girl. Glocks is based on my brother. Rasputin is based on my other brother. Diesel is based on my big bro. And then Shepherd is based on my best friend. So this is what I'm doing with myself, man. I generally tend not to let anybody kind of dictate what I'm doing. I'm dictating what I'm doing. Then you got the villains, the assassins, right? So Sanusi is my bad side. He's based on my villain side. The tiger is based on if I had a bad dog, right? You know, I just wanted to do that because I always wanted to be a hero and a villain. You know what I'm saying? So I created two characters based on myself. Then Artillery is really not based on anybody, but she's the counter of Cajun. Just like Sun Tzu is the counter of Cajun. Artillery is the counter of Escalade. Excursion is the counter of Glocks. You see what I'm saying? Now, and then you got Kanji, who's the counter of Sincere. But then Revo is based on my cousin, and he's the counter of Rasputin. So in that way, I kind of did counter characters. You know what I'm saying? Then of course, Snipes is the counter of Shepherd. Yukon is the counter of Diesel, and then of course the Coyotes. Excuse me, the page is all getting kind of jammed up. The Coyotes are just android assassins that Sun Tzu created. So these are all the characters. You don't get to where I'm getting to unless you plan this stuff out. You know what I mean? That's the whole Karjakz Assassin universe, the whole build up of what characters were integrated into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. It's not like you can't just, I don't know, you can't just wake up, but planning your cool idea always helps you better. I wasn't really looking for anybody's approval to get this stuff done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you the animation. What led to me creating, the animation isn't done yet, but it's getting there. And so everybody thanks for joining me. Some people go, some people leave, some people whatever. I tend not to sweat that stuff. People coming in here talking about, I got an idea. No, you keep your idea to yourself. Thank you very much. I'm not interested in your corny idea. Now people got an idea because I built something up. You had no idea when I had nothing built up. People are sure supportive when you actually make a name for yourself. Now they want to have ideas. Now they want to tell you what to do. That stuff is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, Karjakz Assassin's Training Day comic book, the characters that are in it, you know, each character is, like I said, is based on somebody I know that I'm close to, especially on the hero side, except for what's his name, Revo on the villain side, who's based on my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the characters are. Each character, the ultimate goal is to give each character their own comic book, their own animation, I mean, it's just good to be independent, so I don't really have to depend on nobody or ask them for permission to do what I'm doing. I don't have time for it, man. People love to tell you what to do. People love to tell you how you should go about. People love to tell you how you should go about doing something. No, you can keep it to yourself. I don't really want to waste my time with people and all the crap that they got on their mind, because they're not really trying to help you. It's more like just trying to tell you what to do. You're not telling me what to do. So there was one guy that was Indian and I was trying to tell me what to do, and I just told him I don't want to hear your idea. And I guess he didn't like that. Like, he's almost talking about 13 years of experience in programming. Site looks solid, like from a true artist perspective. Like, I don't give a damn what you think. Like, from a true artist perspective, what the hell does that mean? Do I look like I'm looking for your opinion? I don't give a damn what you think. Like, stay the hell off my... People like that aren't going to buy shit. All they want to do is have an opinion. Keep it moving. Keep your broke ass. And I bet you if you say I'm going to mail you a few comic book, they'll take it, though. Hell no. So, you know what I mean? So that's the Karjakz Assassin universe. Now, the next phase is the comic book. The comic book itself is probably the, aside from creating the characters, excuse me, y'all, creating an animation intro, the comic book is probably the second, probably third or fourth greatest achievement I've done. The comic book was quite the work. I knew what I wanted. I knew how I wanted it to look visually. You have to remember, this is a guy that grew up on Gundam Wing, Voltron, Technoman, Thundercats, Gargoyles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Japanese style drawing is what I do. So I made it look Japanese style art. You know what I'm saying? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and I went about it in the way I wanted to do it. Sometimes you just got to do what you want to do. Don't be seeking nobody's permission. People love to tell you what to do. But I didn't want to hear all that. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how much time it was going to take. I can't tell you how annoying it was for people to tell me, when are you going to be done? I'm going to be done when I'm going to be done. And then when I created the comic book, all the flakes that talk about they was going to buy something didn't buy anything. I kind of move different now. Like, I don't go out of my way to... I pour into people that pour into me. I'm going to just put it like that. If you pour into me, I'm going to pour into you. If you don't pour into me, I'm not going to pour into you. I don't care. I'm done with that, you know, trying to appease people. Loyalty one way is stupidity. You know, it's kind of like this New Year. I text a certain number of people Happy New Year, and anybody who I didn't text, I just didn't text them because I know they're not gonna text me a Happy New Year. They're not gonna validate me. They're not gonna give me. They're not gonna send me fruits with baskets. They're not sending me basket with fruits, so I don't even send them basket with fruits either. Sometimes you just gotta move on, man. People ain't worth it. People are just in your life for seasons, man. Keep them where they belong. High and fire is needed. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get rid of people, it shows you the inconsistency of those people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not jumping off of no hula hoop for anybody. You ain't worth it. And the comic book itself, is a testament to that. I created it from scratch. You know, this is the front side, this is the back side. Then, of course, this is the inside of it, too. I bet you there's lots of people like, yo, you giving away the comic book? Then they'll want to get it. They don't want to pay for anything, but they think you owe them something. I don't owe you jack squats. You know what I'm saying? My audience is out there. My growth is out there. Who I'm going to be, what I'm going to make is out there. You can't stop what I'm going to become. So the comic book, that's what the comic book is right there. Karjakz Assassin's Training Day is the first of many comic books to come in the Karjakz Assassin universe. It's a comic book that tells a story about a group of heroes going against a group of villains, and how those group of heroes have to overcome the many intricacies and complications of their relationships with the villains. It's insane, man. I really entangled the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I really did. And it was a lot of fun doing that. So that's Karjakz Assassin's Training Day comic book. But now the animation, because I'm just going to show you one animation, because this animation I'm going to show you is really going to be the, how do I say, the lead to what I'm creating now. Because the animation I'm creating now is, oh man, next level crazy. I think we do. Give me a second to show you this animation. Give me a second. Let me make. There we go. Oh, almost dropped that. Damn. So you see the animation? That's how I've gotten. Now, if you think that's cool, wait till you see the next thing I'm working on. Wait till you see the next thing. And what I'm working on next is, oh my God, it's straight heat. I'm looking forward to the next part of this whole thing. Today was the first day of the year of the year, man. Like, I can't wait till you see the new animation I'm working on. But that animation is based on this comic book. The animation intro, it's gonna be so sick. The amount of detail I've put into it. I started in 2025. I literally almost got to the end in 2025. So we got 2026 and we're gonna be releasing it soon. It's a must-have. It helps you to understand. It's a part of this comic book series. This comic book is what's got me going right now. My mission is to make sure that I get these comic books in the hands of fans, those who actually want to support art that's actually cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in industry style stuff. I'm more interested in independent stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm doing a great job of promoting the comic book, getting it out. It's on YouTube, it's on my TikTok, it's on my Facebook, it's on my website, it's everywhere, man. This thing is straight heat. So fans of my comic book, fans of my universe, please go visit sanusivision.com and get your order on. All those who want to be part of the movement, be sure to go get your comic book, because there's nothing cooler than seeing something this cool and having it on your mantle. I'm not giving it to you for free. That ain't gonna happen. So if you want a comic book, you gotta go pay for it. You know what I mean? So yo, that's our show for tonight, man. For me, Karjakz Assassin's Training Day is the biggest achievement of my life. Aside from creating the characters themselves. To create an entire comic book, to spend 10 years creating it, to build it up, to get it to where it needs to go. You can see what's on my t-shirt. Well, what's on my t-shirt matches the comic book cover. You know what I mean? So y'all be sure to, you know, understand where I'm coming from, which is why I never really, I never go out of my way to get people's opinion on what I'm doing. It's more like, keep that shit to yourself. I could care less what you think. I'm just building something that I know is an empire. And I'm going to keep building it. So, yo, that's how I comic book. So today, before I get out of here, though, get your mind right segment. I can't stress enough the points of getting your mind right. You know, in every episode of my podcast, I always talk about mental health. I can't stress it enough. You have got to get yourself in the healthiest state possible so that all the things that you want to achieve can actually be achieved. Ain't no reason to be fighting yourself. The world's already fighting you. You got to at least have peace in one place yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't be over here just like chaos within yourself, man. And all these companies, all these, like, that's why I kind of I don't really look up to celebrities. Heck no. Last thing I want to look up is a celebrity. They'll really disappoint you. You know what I'm saying? Because they've barely got it figured out. Anybody famous in general, man, I have a tendency not to really look up to them like as my, as my blueprint. I mean, you've got a lot of historical figures that I'm a big fan of. And those cats I look up to. Tupac Shakur, Malcolm X, Sanusi, my great-great-grandfather, my grandfather's Rafiu Sanusi, Abuke, Ade Shala, my great-great-grandmother, she was a war king, Thomas Sankara, who else am I thinking of? Let me see. Those are the people that I really kind of like admire. And of course, my mom. I don't put people on pedestal, man. You know, getting your mind right means understanding yourself better. The better you understand yourself, the happier you'll be. The less you understand yourself, the more miserable you'll be. Don't depend on others to make you happy. I'm gonna tell you that much. That's not getting your mind right. And your goal your goal really, honestly, is not to be liked by everyone, because everyone is not gonna like you. That includes people that look like you, people that are from your community, whatever. You got to like yourself. And part of getting your mind right is understanding that. When you understand that, a lot of things are gonna flow in the direction they need to flow. You get what I'm saying? So, yo, that's our Get Your Mind Right segment today. I'm all about independence, sovereignty, and just having control of your own mind, having peace within your own space. Once you got that, you are good to go. You can achieve a lot when you got peace in your space. You ain't going to achieve nothing when you got peace in your space, man. It's kind of hard to do anything when you're walking chaos. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's telling you to go get help. They're just like, well, you know, you're going to make it through. No, I ain't just going to make it through. Let me get a professional so I can get some help and get this mess taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's where we at, man. Get your mind right. Now, the last segment is my final thoughts. My final thoughts is what today's podcast episode was about Karjakz Assassin's Training Day, my comic book series, the universe of this comic book series, both the animation and the comics that I got out right now. This comic book is the only thing out right now, but I got the animation coming soon. I have every intent of making sure this animation that symbolizes this comic book is gonna be off the chain. Man, it's gonna be heat. You know what I mean? It's this book is quite the achievement, man. And it comes in two sizes: small and big. Small and big. You know what I'm saying? This is more like small size, regular comic book, and this is like a calendar size. So if you're a fan of big art, you got to get one of these right here. You know what I mean? So that's where it's at, man. And look, for me, the whole point of why I created Karjakz Assassins, which in truth, why I created Karjakz Assassins Training Day, the comic book, is just to see stuff that look like me. That's really the starting point of where it was at. Then after that is how I created it. I knew it was going to take time. It's going to take years. It just coincidentally happened to take 9 years. From let me see what we got here. From June, from October 6, 2016 up until 2025 last year. I spent 10 years trying to create that thing, man. And then when I created it, I had to go through a lot of corrections and all kinds of mess, man. It was a train wreck, but it was worth the journey because the book turned out to be amazing. It turned out to be what I wanted. And also, too, it's turned out to lead to other ideas like the animation, movies, video games, and all this other stuff I'm thinking about, man. Once you create something this cool, you kind of have to reference the fact that you might have a lot of time to create other amazing things, too, as well. So that's where we at, man. So as far as final thoughts, before I get up out of here, I got to show you all the cool stuff that I got. You know what I'm saying? Cool new gear. I got to go grab a pair of sneakers. You already see the t-shirt. You already see the hoodie. These are available. You see the beanie right there. These are glasses cases. I make glasses cases now. Glasses cases are definitely available on my website, sanusivision.com. I love making cool stuff. I'm not even going to show y'all too many things. I'm just going to show you enough to where you can see it. This is Karjakz Assassins Training Day. Everything I'm showing you is to commemorate the comic book. You know what I mean? To commemorate the comic book and commemorate the title. And then my uncle too as well. So glasses cases with the custom cleaning cloth. Yep. You can see it right. Ooh, almost dropped it. This is the custom cleaning cloth. Look at this right here. Custom cleaning cloth, man. This is what we're doing over here at Sanusi Vision. We're just making magical things happen. So you got to be sure about what you want to do and how you want to do it, man. So then next up is posters. I'm going to flip through the posters right quick, let y'all see it. Then I'm going to go grab the sneaker. And maybe I'll grab a bomber jacket and a pair of pants. Look, everything I'm showing you is Karjakz Assassins Training Day. You see the Training Day posters? This is $100 right here on my website. Then these other ones I'm about to show you are all $25. So if you're a fan of art, custom design posters right here, Karjakz Assassins Training Day, $100 on my website. You know what I'm saying? Training Day. Then you got Karjakz the Heroes right here. You got Cajun the Sphinx. All these that you're looking at right now, I think are $75 on my website. Escalade, Sincere, Glocks, Rasputin, Diesel, Shepherd. So now you got the assassins, right? The villains, assassins. You got Lord Sun Tzu and Seth. Oh, before I forget, I almost forgot. You got Cajun, you got Sphinx at the bottom. Oh yeah, Sick Tiger hero combination, man. So you got the assassins, you got Sun Tzu and Seth. You got artillery, you got excursion. You got Kanji, you got Revo. You got Snipes, you got Yukon. You got the Coyotes. So yeah, man, that's where we at, man. You know what I mean? We're doing major things. So everything I'm building is a build-up. And then, of course, I'm going to grab a sneaker. And then that's all she wrote. And then we're going to get up out of here, man. You know what I mean? It's been an amazing episode. And right here, guess what we got? We got sneakers too. Can't forget that now. It's a definite must. We got sneakers right here. You know what I'm saying? If you love sneakers, this is where it's at. Karjakz Assassin's Training Day sneakers. And don't worry, on Saturday, I will definitely get into the whole sneaker business. But this is Karjakz Assassin's Training Day sneakers right here, available on sanusivision.com. This is to commemorate the comic book. So I make a lot of cool different things, man, from sneakers to phone cases to glasses cases. Look, we love our cell phones, right? Look, cell phone cases. So I do for iPhones, Samsung Galaxies, and Google Pixels. So all of it is Karjakz Assassin's Training Day, everything I've shown you so far. You know what I mean? But this is a custom creators edition. Not collector's edition, but creators edition. Which means I made this strictly for me. Nobody else is going to have this. Heck no. Karjakz Assassin's Training Day sneakers available now on sanusivision.com. This is where it's at, man. Look at this. This is straight heat right here. You know what I mean? Karjakz Assassin's Training Day sneakers available now on sanusivision.com. You can get your pair today on sanusivision.com. You know what I mean? See, look at this right here. Training Day sneakers, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. So on this foot, you got the assassins, all the villains. Sanusi, Artillery, Kanji, Revo, Excursion, Seth, Yukon, Snipes. You name it, they're on here. And then on this foot, you got Seth as well. Then on this foot, you got the Karjakz, the heroes. You got Cajun, you got Escalade. So look, let me point them out to you so that way nobody gets confused. You got Cajun, you got Escalade, you got Sincere, you got Glocks, you got Rasputin, you got Shepard, you got Sphinx, and then you got Diesel right here. Then on this foot, you got the assassins, right? Look at this. You got Sanusi, you got Artillery, you got a Kanji. You can see Kanji right there, right? Kanji, you got Revo, Excursion right here, Seth right here, Snipes right here, Snipes right there. Then of course, Yukon right there. So you know all the heroes and villains, man. I mean, that's what it takes to make things. So that's what I've been doing, man. So y'all, that's all my thoughts for tonight, man. That's everything I wanted to show y'all, man. Thank you for joining me tonight. Look, let's get up out of here. Thank you for being part of this amazing podcast episode tonight. Some episodes are longer than others. Some episodes get more traction than others. Don't really understand it, but I don't try to understand it. All I know is I put out my content, and I love it. Thank you. I see that. I don't know what that means, but you got 2 sneakers up, but hey, that's cool. Thank you for joining. So look, y'all, thank y'all for being part of the chat tonight, man. I gotta get up out of here now. It's time to go. Today is Karjakz Assassin's Training Day episode. You know, it was an amazing episode, man. And look, I enjoyed it. Anytime I can get a chance to talk about my characters originally, and I've noticed that whenever I talk about my original characters, no problem. People got a problem with that. When I talk about stuff that you already know, like Centurions or Wildcats or whatever, everybody wants to be like, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm done with fan art. This is the year where I'm totally done with that. I will talk about other art stuff, but it's only because I want to. All that fan art nonsense, I don't do anymore. I can't tell you the last time I drew a Marvel character, a DC character, or whatever character. I just don't have time for it no more. The only focus I got now is on my character, son. That's the only focus I want to have. So y'all are amazing. Thank you for continuing to grow the channel. And like I said, the goal is to get to the initial 1,400. Then after that, the goal is to get to 1,500 subscribers. And before the end of this year, the goal is to get to 2,000 subscribers. If I can do that, that'd be a win-win for all parties involved. So thank y'all for joining me today. This podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. You know what I'm saying? If you love accessories from the motherland, like custom jewelry, custom clothing, custom dresses, men and women for kids, HomelandFashionShop.com is where it's at. Trust me, the website is coming. It is going to be available. And this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. You know what I'm saying? That's Tigler.com. And you know, so and this podcast is also brought to you by Anadil for the Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadil for the Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. So thank all of y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for being part of this amazing stream tonight. Thank y'all for subscribing, man. Thank y'all for following. So look, thank y'all for listening too. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agboke Jr. Please check out my website, sanusivision.com, for all the cool stuff that I've got. From comic books to posters to sneakers to glasses cases to phone cases, you name it, I got it on there. I mean, look at this. Comic books, man. I've been showing this all episode. This is the coolest comic book you'll ever see. This is so sick. You got the front, you got the back, then of course you got the inside. And then, you know, since I got the inside like that, And you got the people that are freeloaders that want you to give it to them for free. I ain't giving nobody jack squat for free. You want a comic book, you're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna make it real clear. 100 for the small, 200 for the big. 100 if you got small eyes, your eyes have difficult. Your eyes are really good, get the small one. Your eyes are suspect, get the big one. But pretty soon, the only one that's gonna be available is only this one right here. So I need people to get used to just seeing only the big one. So, you know, I decided to create a bigger one because I wanted people to have to be easy to be able to read the comic book. You know what I mean? So please check out our channel, check out the website, sanusivision.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube page at Sanusi Vision. You know, YouTube is a great platform that has worked for me. It's been very beneficial. It's helped me to grow exponentially. Thanks to YouTube, man, I'm seeing a lot of growth, man. You know what I mean? All I got to do is just keep going. As I always say, keep going. As I like to say, my viral moment is coming. Where one of these videos I'm gonna put up one day is gonna be the one that just shoots off like a rocket. It's gonna be game over. You know what I mean? So you always gotta be be able to have the courage to pursue it. Or vice versa, I'm gonna tell somebody. Or vice versa, you can actually keep people away from your platform. You know what I mean? So, thank y'all. And please, don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Yes, I'm using Twitch now. I had to. It was inevitable that I eventually got around that way, so I did. And please, don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Continue to aspire and achieve. May 2026 be the greatest year you've ever build yet. Let 2026 elevate you to a higher level of playing beyond your imagination. So, you know, and look, there's 2 things I always say. 1, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed, but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers you the right hand. Be determined, not desperate. Y'all, have a great week. Continue to stay safe. Have a great 2026. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself, aspire and achieve to your dreams, and don't let nobody, and I mean nobody, talk you out of your dreams. Y'all continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.